Welcome back, guys. Welcome back in the second video of our pedigree lecture series. Before going to start this video, I am going to inform you that I have already separated all the videos based on on their topics. Okay, and it will be available in my YouTube channel in playlist zone. Okay, there where you can find near about 7 videos regarding blood groups. Immune techniques videos will also be separated, and remaining videos I am going to separated all those things, so you can find it easy to find all the videos chapter wise. Okay, and we have already started the recombinant DNA technology series. I hope you all enjoyed this, right? So before So today we are going to talk about some symbols that you need to know before I am going to teach you some basic rules to determine whether a pedigree chart that is given to you is autosomal dominant type or autosomal recessive type or X-linked dominant type or X-linked recessive type, or you can say it is the Y-linked type or it is maternal type. Okay, so before going to talk about those, which we are going to talk about in our upcoming videos, you need to know about some symbols which help you to determine whether the particular pedigree wants to tell us what the particular pedigree wants to tell us. Okay, so before going to talk about those pedigrees, let's talk about symbols first. So our first symbol is a box that simply represent that it is a male. If the circle is present in the pedigree, you can say this is a female. If you found a diamond like symbols in the pedigree, so you can say that the sex of that particular individual is undesignated, or you can say undefined. And this symbol is very rare. Okay, it is usually found in questions when they are talk about determine the genotype of that individual, or determine whether the possibility that particular individual is diseased or not. I am going to talk about this, how to determine those things in our upcoming videos. You don't need to bother about that. So when you find something like diamond, you can say that particular individual sex is undesignated or undefined. Okay, in the fourth symbol we have a box filled, or we have a circle filled, so you can say that these individuals have the particular trait of which we are going to talk about in particular pedigree chart. Okay, so because in our previous video I have already told you, pedigree is simply tell us the inheritance pattern of a particular trait or disease. So we can say that suppose you have a pedigree and you find something like that, so you can all simply interpret that those individuals are affected with that particular trait. Okay, and if you found something like that, you can say those are carriers, and these things you will only found in case of recessive traits. When we are going to talk about recessive traits, no matter whether it is autosomal or X-linked. Now the question is why? Because let's come here. If you have basic knowledge about genetics, especially Mendelian genetics, so you can easily know that this dominant gene have the ability to mark the effect of the recessive one. Okay, so in case of recessive trait, the trait is due to change in this recessive gene. So if it is the main culprit and you have your dominant allele attached with it, so you cannot make out whether it is affected or not, because the phenotype will be of dominant type. Okay, suppose they are showing the characteristics of uh, you can say polydactyly. Okay, so as the polydactyly is due to change in that gene, that is our small t, that is our recessive allele. So as the dominant things is still present here, it will marks the effect of this, so you will not observe anything phenotypically. That is the reason why, and those individuals are called as carriers, or you can say heterozygous, and you can only find in case of recessive trait, because in case of dominant, if one allele will be present, it will show its phenotype. So you will be have the affected trait phenotypically. I am not talk about genotypically. Okay, so what we have understood, that these symbols we can only find in case of recessive traits. Okay, so whenever you find something like that, make sure that they are telling about something recessive, and whether it is autosomal or recessive, I am going to talk about in the next video. But make it in your grip that when they are talk about any carriers or pedigree contains something like that symbol, you can surely write that the trait is recessive. Okay, then you will find out whether it is autosomal or sex linked. Now the sixth symbol simply wants to tell us about a mating, or you can say a marriage is going on between a male and female, and after that they will have children. In seven symbols, they simply want to tell us that marriage is going on between close cousins. Whenever we are considering a marriage between close cousins, we will use something like that. And in biological, the biological term of that things is called consanguineous mating. Okay, this is important for MCQs, not for CSI net, but for GATE, ICMR in that type. Now, this symbol simply tell us about the siblings, and the sibling that is present in the left will be older, and the sibling that is present in the right will be youngest, as I have written it here. Okay, now let's move. Sorry. Now let's move to the ninth symbol, where you can find out a individual pointed out with a arrow. We can say that then that the overall pedigree is based on those individuals, and we can call them as proband or person of reference. This is also important for MCQ or Vivas, as they can tell you what is the symbol of proband or person of reference in a particular pedigree. Okay, so you need to know about this. Okay, now make sure one thing, that generation will be referred in Roman numbers. Okay, and number of individuals will be in Arabics. Sorry, there will be 1 and 2 again Arabics. Okay, so generation will be expressed in Roman, and number of symbols will be represented in Arabic, and they are simply talk about individuals and generation. That means this male and this female mated together, and they have those children, and these children will be older and this will be younger. Okay, now let's move to the most important part of that symbol. Okay, so let's focus this. When you find something like that, you can easily call them as dizygotic twins or fraternal twins. Okay, and make sure one thing sure, that in case of dizygotic twins, the twins may be female female or female male, or you can say male male. That means sex will be both. Okay, in case of dizygotic twins, we have both sexes. But when you will find something like that, this simply referred to as monozygotic twins or identical twins. They have only same sex. If both are female, then both are female. If one is male, then another one will be male. So I hope that you have clearly identified what is dizygotic twins or what is monozygotic twins. Monozygotic twins always have same sexes, and in case of dizygotic twins, the sex will be different. Okay, so those are the symbols you need to know before moving into the pedigree. Okay, so in my next video, I am going to discuss with you the rules by which you can say whether a particular trait is autosomal dominant or not. So in our next video, we will going to solve problems regarding autosomal dominant. So I hope this video will be helpful to you, and if it is, please like my video, share with your friends, and subscribe my channel with your friends. Thank you. Bye bye.